Dear neighbors, I may have misspoke or whatever, but my goal is to help you both, and at least Mr. A, try to inform yourself or whatnot. So if you both get a tree trimmer, make sure that he knows more than I do. You know, ask a few questions. Inform yourselves, please. I do love you. God loves you. Whatever. Neighborly love. Make sure you have a contract that specifies that. In case there's some sort of lawsuit or something. The ANSI 300 care standards approved by the American National Standards Institute are your path to being a recognized authority in tree care. These standards are used as the final authority in the U.S. civil court system, and compliance ensures your work aligns with the highest industry benchmarks. Well, these are the results. In Colorado, arborist licensing is primarily handled at the local level by individual cities and towns, not at the state level, with requirements varying by jurisdiction. My jurisdiction is Westminster. This is the biggest problem, Aaron. Let's just say that you want to start a tree trimming business. Where would you start? Well, I would go to the city courthouse. Or I would watch some information on how to trim trees. And that might give you the information you need to know that this might be a dangerous tree. And that's because pretty much are those individual trees, or so to speak. This tree clearly has one stump. However, the danger point is where the two trees might split. Now these are stumps of something similar, and the black spot there is actually the bark. But where the trees are one tree and stump, you know, it's that black spot in the middle that becomes the danger zone. And this one, the same thing. See how the bark is, and then this was, whether it's one tree or three trees. But you can actually tell the cores of the trees based on the radius, and rot gets in there. Same thing going on here. This is one tree, that's one tree, and that might be where the bark got in. But the first thing I do is clean out this dirt, but I have to ask him. Well, here we are at Westminster City Hall to try and find out what we have to do to start a tree trimming business. And, you know, see, you have no worries about filming on public ground because of the First Amendment. You know, that's kind of a pretty statue. Guy hugging his kid. Remember how many shows I do about? Well, that's a family. This is a family. Westminster's a family. But the house is yours. You pay the taxes and for their services. We actually have a pretty nice building. You know, you could come up here and have a picnic. Yeah, cool. You know, parks. It's well groomed. Pretty flowers. You know, it's legal to make what was I gonna say? About YouTube business. You know, old man airhead syndrome. But the point is that anything you do or want to do well, it's going to take a couple years. If you want, most people think they're going to hit it overnight on YouTube, and you could do that telling comedy skits or something. But if you're an educational show, it's going to take a little while. But it's passive income. See, on the car it says business. All right, now passive income is unearned income that you may make in the future. And so if you work towards that, it won't pay off. Every channel I studied probably took 12 years to really get big unless you have 100,000, 300,000, a big old barn, buy all them cars, rip them apart. You know, but some people don't have that kind of money to start with. Yeah. And so I'm trying to teach you how to do it from a goose egg. Because that's what I did. So these ladies over here are the ones that are supposed to know where I go.
See, this is your edge.
How are you?
Okay. So,
Hi.
hi.
Hi. I'm trying to teach the kids how to start a business on my YouTube channel.
Oh, I
I
see.
don't know, you know, I'm a salesman, so I got a card. It's called the Youth Truth Podcast. Now,
Okay. All right.
I managed to reach 66 and retire. I need to know where to go to apply for, or to find out what I need to start tree trimming business.
I got it all step by step right there.
For tree trimming?
Any business.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, cool. See, this is what you need to know. All right, thank you.
Yes, of course.
So I was informed I need to talk to the city clerk. Yeah. Sales tax, building. Is ask you what I need to start a tree trimming service in the city of Westminster.
So, do you live in the city?
Yeah.
You're going to operate from your home?
Yeah, I'm a homeowner.
Okay. So, kind of two things. If you probably would qualify for a home occupation license, but what that means is in Westminster, home occupation license has to take place inside the home. And so that means maybe you're taking calls, you're doing your billing, you have your office in your home where you're operating the business from. So you would apply for a home occupation license. And then that gives you permission to work inside the city of Westminster and run your business from your home.
Okay. Now, you're thinking from the top down, I'm kind of thinking, are there any requirements for a person or licenses I need to apply to be a tree trimmer?
Not that I'm aware of.
Would you go by state law, local law, or?
I don't know if there's, I guess I don't know if any other cities or if the state even would have any kind of, I mean, I know you can get certifications.
Yeah, and I get all that.
Yeah.
And so my point would be is, if you're smart, you'll look it up. And I kind of think Colorado may have a requirement for arbor service. And then would that apply in the city of Westminster? Or could you just bypass that kind of stuff, or, you know?
Honestly, I can't, As far as Westminster goes, there's only 2 licenses that I'm aware of that we require proof of. And that's like if you're a,
Plumber, electrician.
those, or like if you have to have a license through the state to do hair, or if you, the other one is
But it may be under state
a massage.
requirements.
So you have to actually have those kind of businesses in Westminster, you have to have proof that you have those licenses, like if you're a massage therapist. But I'm not aware, and I don't believe there's any other licensings that we require
Yeah, I
proof
don't wanna-
of.
I could take your picture. I know that under the First Amendment, but I'm not out
No,
to.
no, that's
I'm
okay.
just, well, I get that, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just trying, you know, you could do them First Amendment audits. The one thing I do is I'm trying to make a YouTube channel to help our youth. And, you know, I'm trying to develop a philanthropy. And it's mostly from a man's side because I'm a man.
Interesting, yeah.
And, you know, I'm trying to teach them it takes several years to actually develop any business.
Oh, yeah.
Even YouTube, I mean, you have to, it's like putting merchandise on the shelf.
Yeah.
If you do a video and somebody might want to watch that video, but it's accumulative. And hot diggity dog, after 2 years, I've got 75,000 views,
Oh, congratulations.
520 views a week,
Good.
you know. But my
Yeah.
goal is to write my autobiography and try and show the kids how I managed to retire at, well, 57, but I'm 66 now.
Congratulations.
And just sitting on my back porch, and this is what I do
Yeah.
to entertain myself almost every day. You got to do something.
Sure.
At least it has a positive purpose, and it may actually develop income for my wife and daughter. My wife's 11 years younger than I am, and you know my daughter's 30.
Yeah, very cool.
So, keep the card. Share it.
Oh, did you want it back?
No.
Oh, okay,
I'll give
okay.
you more to hand
No.
out if you know any, but I'm a businessman. Make a card. You know, oh yeah, I'm Steve.
The other thing I will tell you is that our Economic Development Department does a Business 101, and they bring people in and resources in, and you can come in and listen. And it's about starting a business, kind of what it takes and stuff, and they do that every so often. You can find that on our website.
Yeah, I kind of know, and that's what I'm going through here. I'm just trying to find out that if the business is, well, you know, tree trimming might go out of city, but what I need, you know,
You would-
on my location, I would need the location of my business to pay my taxes and whatnot, but, you know, it's kind of like I ran a roofing business. I know that I need a roofing license in each jurisdiction.
And if you go in there to do business, you'd have to call those other cities
Yeah,
where
I
you
know.
have that to figure out what they want you to have.
So I would have to limit my business to Westminster
If that's the
or
only
to
place-
Denver,
yes.
or you know, or go
Yeah.
into that kind of thing.
Yeah, and specifically, like, I would think of tree trimming as a service.
Yeah,
So there probably wouldn't be, unless you're offering some kind of fertilizer or something for sale.
yeah. Well,
you probably wouldn't-
fertilizer too. It's fertilizer and tree trimming that I kind of understood that you might need some sort of license to say I know how to put fertilizer on the plant.
Yeah, so that would be the only thing that you'd have to collect tax on, is what I was trying to say. Like, to go out and trim, it's a service. You're not charging them for any product that is taxable. You're just providing them a service to trim the trees.
So there's no taxation on a service?
No. Not on tree trimming, not here in
But,
Westminster.
all right, so that might be local, but federally, I would think that I
Well,
have
you'd
to
pay
claim all
probably income
income.
tax, yeah. And what I'm talking about is just sales tax.
Okay,
Yeah, so you would have to,
so you go out and mow lawn, you don't have to charge tax?
nope.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nope. Unless you're selling them, if you offer the thing to fertilize or
If
something
I'm
like
trying
that.
to retail
Yes,
the fertilizer
exactly.
to them, or
Exactly.
or the, yeah,
Yeah.
That's nice to know.
Yeah.
You got such a pretty view.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah, I try to be. You got to teach yourself to edit on the computer, how to be the cameraman. Try to come up with a skit. I'm a man of many hats. And for a man that, that's learning the computer, and this all started because the gentleman, young man, maybe 26, across the street's a computer whiz. And me, I want to trade a little, trim his tree for a little.
Oh, him to help you with some things?
Well, just to show me how.
Yeah,
because
just training, yeah.
I believe everybody should learn something new a little bit, and expanded mind means you're wiser.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
yeah. Worldwide,
Yeah.
the globe.
Yeah.
I saw that. YouTube is a worldwide market. See, my market share is huge.
Yeah.
And I'm trying not, pretty much right now I'm limited to English. I could change it, but I'm just practicing
Sure.
editing. I learned to edit and run the computer and all that stuff,
Very
all
cool.
because I'm determined, and I know I'm not going to do it in 15 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I made some blithering idiot jokes that I got 5,000 views on like that. But I don't want to be known for being a blithering idiot.
Uh-huh.
I want to be helpful.
Yeah.
Diggity dog, you should have heard this. Say it again, please.
There's no charge for business licensing in Westminster. It's just a matter of you going in, filling out the form, and getting approved for the license.
Diggity dog, cool.
Yep.
Yes, if you do have a business that has sales tax, you have to remit that sales tax back to the city.
And state, yeah.
And state.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a pretty good accountant.
Yeah.
My dad
If you're a
was an
roofer.
accountant.
Yeah. And if you're a roofer, you got to figure that out.
Who requires nothing but a business license, which is free, and I would have to wait for it for 4 to 6 weeks, according to the paper. Now I'm looking for Adams County licensing, but the only thing that comes up is you could get ISA a license. It's a program for $170, $125, whatever. But the city and the county and the state require nothing. That would be a personal requirement if you wanted it. And maybe a question if you're having somebody trim your trees. And so the list, maybe if we were in Erie or the city and county of Denver or Wheat Ridge, Grand Junction, but Adams County, stormwater regulations, Maine, look into it. And as far as the city's concerned, because there's no money changing hands, it's not even a business. And so you would have somebody knowing what he's doing, trying to help you both out so the trees don't break in the snow. Barter is non-taxable and would help you both. I'd be careful.